Hello friends, welcome to my craft room. I am so glad that you're here with me today. So welcome to Whimsy Stamps Snow Amazing Hop. So for the Snow Amazing Hop and giveaway, all the participants are going to be sharing a project using the Whimsy Stamps Snow Family stamp set. So we're all going to give our own individual take of this fun product. So let's go ahead and switch our camera view and I'll tell you a little bit more about the hop as we go along. All right, so here is the project that I came up with for the Snow Family set, and it is a shaker card. And I have put some snow inside, and I love the way the little snowflakes kind of adhere to little places within the acetate there, so it looks like it's actively snowing. And we've got our snow family putting the star on the tree, getting ready for their Christmas. So it says warm wishes here on the outside, and on the inside it says Christmas magic never ends when we're together with family and friends. So there we go. And then here I also made one in the landscape. Well, I have the landscape it and then the vertical here. And there we go. So the products I used to make this are the Snow Family stamp set and the coordinating No Fuss masks. I also made my frame using the inverted scallop die set. And for my frame, I used one of these, the snow pieces from the blue, but there's several in here that would work to make your frame. So really any of them would work just fine. And this is the Cozy Winter Paper Pack. Okay, some other things that we will need to make our card today. I have brought in a piece of heat-resistant acetate. So this is a product that there's many different companies that carry a heat-resistant acetate, but we're going to be embossing on our acetate, so you will want it to be heat-resistant. Another product I have brought in for this card, if you go to the hobby stores and the crafting stores during the holiday times, they, in the section where they sell the plastic round balls to make your own ornament, they'll have bags of this kind of stuff that they use for snow. And I'm going to use this as the filler for my shaker card. So you could also use glitter or any of the little embellishments, let's say from this calls for confetti or places that carry things like that. I just really wanted to see how this snow would work inside of a shaker card. All right, the last thing that I am bringing in is also two different colors of embossing powder. This is like a teal green, and that's what I'm going to use for my tree. And this is the Wow Wonderlust, and it's just a clear, sparkly embossing powder. And that's what I'm going to use for my snow family. All right, I'm going to begin with just an A2 size white cardstock. And I am going to be using my Misty today. And we're going to want to do our stamp and embossing first. I am going to go ahead and prepare my A2 piece here with some anti-static. And go ahead and we'll create our scene here on our card. And whenever you're doing your masking, if you're new to masking, you always want to, whatever you want to be in the foreground is what you stamp first. So we're just going to arrange our little snow people. And these are the two snow people that are in the foreground of my card. So we're going to go ahead and stamp these down. And for my ink today, I'm going to be using the Catherine Pooler It's a Boy. And we're just going to go ahead and stamp those down. All right, now at this point, for my card, I came back and stamped a second time in Versamark. And then I heat embossed my snow family using the clear stamping powder. This is called Wanderlust, but it is clear and it just brings a sparkle. So I'm not going to do that step today because you would have to hear my heat gun over and over and over again as we do this. So I'm just going to let them be blue for this card. But I did do that for my original, and it does add a really fun sparkle to our snowmen. All right, so now that we have, this is where our masks are going to come in. Whoops, got the wrong one. There we go. And to get the right ones, I'm going to have to use my glasses. All right. And we're just going to peel them off real carefully. There we go. And these masks are very easy to apply. I like to just put it right so I can still see the outline of the color. On both sides, usually. There we go. And it usually, if you get it placed right down at the bottom, you can just kind of let it lay and it'll go straight down. Very, very easy to apply. Now, on these masks for the snowmen, they don't mess with the arms. It's just the body. There we go. Oh, I got that one a little too high. There we go. All right, now we are ready to stamp our family in the background. And so here is our family. And I'm going to position him, this one's eyes. One of the time I did it, his eyes ended up right on this one's hands. So I'm just going to try to position it because I'm going to put my tree right in the middle of these two. So I think that is some good placement. I'm going to go ahead and stamp our little family that's holding hands right here. All right, now I'm also going to add the masks for these three because we're going to do some ink blending over the top. All right, so now that we have those all down, there is a little Christmas bauble in this one's hand, and there is a mask for that. So I am going to go ahead and cover that up. There we go. Okay, so now that we have our masks all in place, I can go ahead and take the Misty out. I have a piece of cardboard here just to protect my surface. And I'm going to come in with two different colors of Distress Oxides. I'm going to be using mostly the Salvage Patina, but I'm also going to put just a little glow of the fossilized amber around the star. And this is just going to just a glow, and that's pretty much going to be the only color there on my card other than the blues. All right, now on our sheet of the masks, on this one side, there's no images at all. So I'm actually going to cut myself a mask of a hill using the same sheet. And we're going to go ahead and this is always the hardest part, is getting that separated. Hold on. I should have done that ahead of time. I forgot. There we go. All right, so right here underneath my family, I'm going to apply so it looks like all of them are sitting on the snow. Okay, so there we have our mask for our snow. And I'm going to use the Salvage Patina And we're just going to add a sky, and I'm kind of avoiding the fossilized amber that I already put down. Just going to kind of go around that because I don't want to make green. And I don't really want this to be like a super solid thing. I'm purposely letting there be lights and darks because I'm just adding a sky. There we go. Get down in here between my snowmen because I do want there to be a nice defined ground down there. All right. All done with our oxides. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up this piece. Now I'm going to come in real quickly with a BG000, and under each of my snowmen I'm just going to put a little bit of a flick, giving some shadow of where they're standing in the snow, just across the bottom. All right. I'm going to use the plastic of my stamp pad to kind of preserve my masks as I take them off. Because I found we can use our masks multiple times. So even though there's only 4 sheets in a pack, you can make several cards using the one sheet before you have to switch. They'll keep their sticky for some time. Of course, there's some techniques where you might get them wet or something, but look at theirs. We've got our snow family. All they need is their tree. All right, now before we go any further, I am going to come in and add just a little more with markers. With the Y35, I'm going to go ahead and color in my star. Let's see, I'm going to use the E13 just to put a little bit of brown on the base here. And my final color will be the R20, which I'm going to make just the little Christmas bauble have a little bit of pink color to it. Okay, so like I said, all of these I would have stamped them twice and used the wow for all of my people with the snow. But other than that, this is all I did for this. So we can set this aside because now we're going to use our heat resistant acetate. And again, I'm going to go ahead and put that in my MISTI. And I can tell you, for your heat-resistant acetate, if you, to the best of your ability, try not to touch it very much because every place you touch, your embossing powder will want to stick to that. So it helps if you can keep that, you know, just use it as soon as you kind of take it out of the package. You don't want to leave it laying around for a few days. But in order to decide exactly where I want this to be, I'm going to lay down my frame, and I have my family right here, and I'm going to just kind of decide where, you know what, totally forgot this. This still has the backing paper on it, so when you buy heat resistant acetate, it's got a little back. Now I'm trying my best to touch this as little as possible. But I can lay this piece down and I can lay my acetate over the top. And I cut my acetate a bit bigger on purpose. Now I'm going to lay that down, and I can put my frame down, and now I can decide exactly where I want my Christmas tree. All right. And then I moved it. Okay, there we go. Okay, I basically want it going right between that family in the background. I'm going to lower it just a bit. There we go. Going to get my embossing tray down, and it looks like I have gold in it at the moment, so I'm going to have to dump that out real quick. Get it ready for green. There we go. So that's just a tidy tray there that I use when I'm embossing. I'm going to go ahead and open up my teal green embossing powder, and I'm going to use the Versamark ink, and we're going to heat emboss our tree, and hopefully we won't get a lot of over embossing, because if you have a dryer sheet, you can kind of rub that over your acetate, and that will kind of help with the static. But I did not have any dryer sheets in this house. You can tell how much I focus on doing laundry. I don't have a single one. So I'm only going to try to put this just right where the tree is, and hopefully we don't get a lot of over. And tap that off. Now I do have some, so I'm just going to come back with my paintbrush and just kind of flick off those places where I got some extra embossing powder. Just one little place right in there. So right. A little more than I wanted. I had a feeling, because this sheet had been laying out. It helps if your embossing powder is straight out of the packaging, and I had this particular piece laying out, so I was a little concerned about whether I would get a lot of overage on my embossing powder. So now that we have our tree here, we're just going to emboss it real quickly. So I apologize for the noise here, but this is the only time we'll have to use it. Oh, that looks pretty good. All right, got a little bit of overage, but like I said, if you have a dryer sheet, you can wipe over that, and that will help with the static, and hopefully you won't have that, but it's not too bad. So we're still definitely going to have that work for us. Okay, before we go any further, I am going to go ahead and we're going to stamp our greeting on the top corner here of our card. And I'm going to use the Warm Wishes. I really like the Warm Wishes because of the star here with its glow. Even though we've got a snow family that's cold, I liked adding the Warm Wishes up there. All right. Just right up here in the upper corner. There we go. All right, to finish this card off, we are... I have gone ahead and die cut our scallop, and on the back side of our scalloped here frame, I went ahead and added the 1/4 inch, or maybe this is the 1/8 inch of the, nope, this is quarter, and it's the double-sided adhesive. I keep all the sizes right over here beside me. I get them mixed up. So there we go. So I'm just peeling the paper off of my double-sided adhesive. Now I'm going to go ahead and lay it all together and then add my frame right where I want it. And we will be able to trim this down. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my scissors to trim off my excess, but having my acetate cut a little bigger than my paper gives me a little leeway to decide where I want to put my tree. If you have that cut to the exact size, then when it comes time to do your tree, you know, if you get it crooked or if you get it you know, in a spot where it covers up one of the snowmen completely or something, you don't have any wiggle room to kind of move that around and adjust it. But by making your acetate bigger, you can layer it up there and you actually have some choice. You know, you can maneuver it. So now it's the right size for my card, and I still haven't trimmed down my bottom piece, which I will when we get that attached. But you can see that gives me a little more choice on where I put my tree. All right, before we go any further, we're going to go ahead and take some of the narrow stripped foam, and we're going to add that all the way around our frame. This was a very fun card to make. I love this little snow family all gathered around decorating the tree. You can kind of just imagine them out there singing their Christmas carols and putting a nice warm star on their little tree. So by using the acetate, we're able to put the family as if they're gathering all the way around the Christmas tree. I just thought it was really fun the way it all came together. All right, so got my foam all the way around, and I just did a single layer of foam. And now for my snow. This, I'm not sure what it is, but it's very, very just kind of flaky. They put it inside, you know, Christmas baubles that go on the tree. And I'm just going to sprinkle some on there. Just about a half of a spoonful ought to do it. Maybe just a little bit more. Okay. It doesn't take much at all. Now, I'm going to go ahead, peel off. And I'm just going to position my tree right there between my family. Okay, and shake that around real good. Sorry, you do have to do a little bit of shaking, but you can see how that snow and the family is gathered around the tree decorating. And now to finish this card off, just going to go ahead and trim around my shaker element. Okay. Going to add that to an A2 card. This is my inside greeting with my same It's a Boy. I'm going to stamp this on the inside. Add our shaker element to the front. And our snow family. So go ahead and center that with a little bit of an outline around all the edges. And there we go. Warm wishes. Our family gathered around the Christmas tree. And our greeting on the inside. And like I said, I also did this version in an up and down way. And don't forget that on the inside, my snowmen are glittered using the embossing powder. So all the snow glitters as well on this one. So I'll go ahead and switch the camera back and let me tell you just a little bit more about the hop. All right, we would love for you to leave a comment at each of the stops along the way on the hop, and you can click on the hashtag on each of the videos, and that will take you to the next spot on the hop. I will also list the links to the websites below the video, but you should be able to reach them just by clicking on the hashtag. And if you leave your comment, the hop is going to run. Let me grab the dates just so I get it right. Hold on. Okay, it's going to run from 6 a.m. on November 24th through 6 a.m. on November 27th. So once the winner is announced, it will be posted on each of the websites. And if you are the lucky winner, you will need to go to the description below, and it'll show you the website and everything that you need to contact in order to collect your prize, which is a gift card to Whimsy Stamps. So thank you so much for participating in the hop with us. We hope you enjoy all the projects. And if you're loving them, you can find all the products at Whimsy Stamps. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks again for crafting with me. Bye-bye.